Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Allen along with the insane Darrell Wayne, and during this next segment we're going to talk about some very personal things that Darrell's going to share with us. A couple of weeks ago, Darrell released an audio, and I'm going to ask Darrell to play that right now. It's a very personal audio, and listen to it carefully.
On this World Parkinson's Day, this is Darrell Wayne with a message. As I come up on my 39th AA birthday, 39 years clean and sober, in the middle of August, I want to also tell you that I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease about 10 years ago. My first thought was to hide, not to let anybody know, find out what was going on. I talked to Don Barrett, a good friend of mine, since passed away. And he says, good, you can tell the world that you become an advocate for Parkinson's. And I wanted to do the opposite. I wanted to hide it from people and not tell anybody because I didn't want family, friends, employers, radio stations, networks to have some sort of ill will or feeling against me being able to perform my duties as a radio announcer, as a programmer, as a executive at many companies. I was able to hide it for a while, probably the first 3 or 4 years. Only close family and friends knew about that. Fortunately, sobriety had brought some people back into the fold that had been missing out of my life for a long time, family members. And I had to, and communicating this disease that you die with, not from, was going to be difficult at best. At this point, I value my friends, I value my relationships, I value everyone that I come in touch with that treats me like every other person. I try to be like every other person every day. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. With Parkinson's, you really never know when you're going to be fully affected or when you're going to be somewhat normal. And then, you go from normal to non-functional, and somebody wants to, well, what happened? I don't know what happened. If I knew what happened, Michael J. Fox could shut down the foundation and we could all go home and take some pills or have some surgery and everything would be okay. But it's not okay. Some things that seem perfectly smooth to other people become quite difficult tasks to me at times. And I'm not looking for anybody's mercy. I'm not looking for anybody's pity. I'm not looking for anybody's sorrow. I'm just telling you that on this World Parkinson's Day, please be kind and be gracious. Send whatever you can to help support the foundations that are trying to make it easier as we go down this road. Look for eventually a cure that may come in not necessarily in my lifetime, but in others. Starting right now, anything I do in a professional nature, as far as radio and broadcasting is concerned, or podcasting or whatever, a portion of that money will go to legitimate charities that help Parkinson's patients. And again, that's starting right now. I will continue to keep as much of a workload as I possibly can throughout the next several years and look forward to your support and participation going forward. Look for more information at the MichaelJFoxFoundation.org and the insane Darrell Wayne at gmail.com. I'd be most pleased to hear from you.
Wow. I mean, that was heartfelt.
Yeah, I didn't write anything down. I sort of knew I was going to do it for a while and sort of composed things in my head a little bit. But, once I get it in my head, I can commit it to recording because even at this point, my handwriting is completely illegible and takes a long time to type either instant messages on my phone or use a computer keyboard is a little strenuous sometimes.
You've heard me ask questions like this over the last, 10, 11, 12 years, whatever it's been.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I've said this a gazillion times. My only regret in knowing Darrell Wayne is that I didn't meet him sooner. He is truly one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And he keeps me on my toes. When I screw up, he lets me know and all that. But regarding the Parkinson's, when your doctor said, Darrell, you have Parkinson's, what went through your mind?
Well, first of all, I was at the doctor because I suspected, something was wrong. And the first neurologist that I saw was he didn't have much bedside manner. He was very straightforward. He answered questions. I said, is it going to get worse? Yes, it's going to get worse. Is it going to be on both sides? Yes, it'll be on both sides. He just, no matter whatever the downside was, he would try to look for a little boost up. He would put you right back down again. So, no, it's going to get worse. And over time, well, obviously that was true, but there's probably a little better way of putting it.
Right.
But, you know.
Did you appreciate that direct response, or?
Normally, yes. That time, if he had soft pedaled it a little better, probably would have been a little happier. But I thought he was a little abrupt, and not really. He was just making comments, necessarily not answering my questions adequately. But I mean, maybe you don't know. Maybe he didn't know. Who knows? You know how long certain things take and when things will get worse.
We've done several programs on Parkinson's. We've done these programs to enlighten people about the condition. It's a progressively recessive disease.
It gets worse over time.
It gets worse over time.
Right.
Have you? And you've noticed that you've had lifestyle changes?
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
Can you give us an example?
Getting around, I don't drive as much as I used to. I still have a license, but I don't use it. So I have to depend on other people. Sometimes I need to depend on other people just to get to the restroom. And that's tough.
Yeah. Have you always, growing up, have you always not liked to ask for help?
That's not my style. Never has been.
Yeah. It's hard to ask, isn't it?
Yeah, it gets a little easier because sometimes the only way you're going to get something done is to get some help.
Right.
So calling somebody, dialing somebody, yelling for somebody on occasion, please come help me, because you don't know. I mean, everything I do during the day or at night, even when I'm trying to sleep, and the word trying is the ultimate definition there, is doing an evaluation. What I'm doing is doing risk versus reward. I need to go to the living room to get something. Well, do I do it in a wheelchair? Do I do it in a walker? Do I do it in a motorized vehicle, that is around the house? Or do I try to walk it, but if I get there, do I have a way back, right? You always have to be laying the breadcrumbs to find out how if you get there and all of a sudden you freeze, that's what they call freeze, how are you going to get back? What are you going to do? Are you going to, the whole goal of my day is like not to fall down, because that's really bad.
Yeah. Well, a couple of years ago now, you fell and...
I did.
And hurt your foot.
Huge.
Really bad.
Yeah, huge damage to my foot. Major surgery, 3.5 hours worth of foot surgery to add metal and put it back together again. Yeah, I smashed it pretty good. And that was using a walker to go to the bathroom, and it was taking so long that I think I just sort of fell back asleep while I was standing there and hit my foot against a piece of Mission furniture with big fat feet on it. And I knew that I broke my foot, but nobody else would confirm that. It took 6 months for the real diagnosis and the surgery to get performed on it.
And that must have hurt like hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, a man that you work with a lot, he and I went and visited you in recovery after the foot surgery. And because of your sobriety, you don't take a lot of pain.
No, I try not. Especially ones that are addictive. We got about 50 seconds on this segment, Mark. I still need to do my producer job at the same time here. So.
Yeah, you have to. I don't have a clock going. All right, we're going to take some time out. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with the insane Darrell Wayne, who again is he's one of my favorite people. I just wish I could spend more time with him. We've got much more coming up as Late Night Health continues. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Allen. The show continues in a moment.
Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com.
If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Darrell Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.
Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Words are a critical aspect of success. How you get your point across is a crucial part of what makes anything sell. So do it right and hire a writer. Whether it's articles, blog posts, technical writings, website content, product descriptions, or ghostwriting anything from a novel to a nonfiction book about your navel, contact Servet Hassan. If you want it to sell, write it right. Email Servet at servet@servethassan.com.
It's time to tackle a tough topic, one that affects us all. We're talking about sexism in the workplace. The award-winning Identifying the Elephant in the Room series is back and ready to tackle some complicated communications issues again. This spring, we're focusing on critical communication strategies in the face of sexism. Join us as we hear from professionals in the natural products industry who have valuable career lessons to share and real-world experience to discuss from all sides of the elephant. It's time to have an honest and open conversation about the impact of sexism in the workplace and how we can make it better for everyone. Identifying the Elephant in the Room series starts March 16th. Register today at inicibox.vfairs.com. That's INICIBOX.VFAIRS.com and join the conversation to be part of the solution. Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Allen, along with the insane Darrell Wayne. We are taking a look at your life, Darrell. We really are. Darrell has been talking about the fact that he has Parkinson's. When people meet you for the first time, can you see something in their eyes or the way they look at you?
I don't, at this point, meet a lot of new people. Because I don't get around as much as I used to, but I think that the term that keeps coming up is people say I'm brave. Well, the opposite of being brave is not being here at all. So, my choice to continue to try to function and live and do stuff is my choice. I mean, not everybody would make the same choice, I don't think, but I would hope they would.
And what about old friends? The other day we were talking, and you said, I don't know, I can't remember if you'd just gotten off the line with somebody you hadn't seen in like 25 years or talked to in 25 years. But when they see you, can you see a difference?
I really am not looking for that. I mean, I guess I could say, oh, well, he turned away or rolled his eyes or she did this or she did that. But no, not really. I mean, First of all, if they're prepared for it, it's fine. If they're not, well, surprise.
And you mentioned that you're not looking for pity.
No.
And I commend you for that. And what would you like people to do when I mean, I'll be real honest. About 2 months ago, Darrell was on my cooking show. Took me 2 years to invite him, but he was on the show.
Well, first year was to tell me it even existed. Second year was to invite me. Yes.
Honestly, I didn't even think about it. And I know you're a foodie. You like stuff. We like a lot of similar stuff, spicy stuff.
Indeed. Well, not as much anymore. Spicy's not as good for me anymore.
Oh, no? Oh.
Yeah, so maybe half as much.
We had over 12,000 views of that video, which is amazing.
Yeah, I was in okay shape for that one. I was rocking back and forth and moving around a little bit, but aside from that, it wasn't horrible.
No,
it wasn't my worst hour of my worst day. Let's put it that way.
It was fun. You used to do a lot of TV selling stuff
back in the day. Yeah,
right. We've talked to people, and you and I afterwards. Cancer is my best friend. My life has changed for the good because of cancer.
I think that's all crap, by the way.
But that's what I was going to ask. Has there been any positivity in the diagnosis of Parkinson's for you?
I'll just put it this way: I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. So I mean, I wouldn't wrap my arms around it and say, "I'm so glad that I've had these encumbrances of my life." I mean, the biggest thing, and you were talking about what people could or couldn't do, is 1 minute you're doing this and 1 minute you can't. Well, what happened? I don't know what happened, right? I mean, it's the obvious question. Did you take your pills? Did you eat your food? Did you sleep? Did you go to the bathroom? Did you do all these things that, people do out of rote and not necessarily think about? But yeah, I've done all that, and I don't need anybody to quiz me on, what I've done or haven't done. Just, if I need a hand, help me sit down, help me stand up, whatever the case may be, right? That they're always trying to find the reason behind everything. And I don't have a reason. I have no idea what the reason is.
Do you find that it's harder to work?
Yes and no. We work in a business that's built on timing and clocks and everything else. If I had all the day in the world to work on something on and off, it would be great. But 10 o'clock is 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock is 11 o'clock. I have hard deadlines, and those deadlines don't care how I feel or how I look.
And what's amazing to me, the Parkinson's aside, you do what's called voice tracking. You're working as an announcer. You're on the air in New Mexico, and you've got a number of other stations as well.
I do 4 full-time on-the-air shifts every day.
It's amazing.
In Albuquerque,
3 to 4 hour. Well, we can condense that time because you do voice tracking. It's pre-recorded, but
right.
That's still a lot of work.
Yes. I'm recording between Boss, Alt Boss Gold, the country station in Albuquerque, and the oldie station in Albuquerque, KDSK. I'm doing, let's see, we'll get to 15, 10, 15, probably over 100 voice tracks every day.
Oh my good! How many hours of actual airtime would that be? About 12 hours a day? Two
3-hour shifts and a 3-hour, a 4-hour, and 2 5s. So 10, 15, 16 hours of radio.
Oh my! Every day, 5 days, 6 days a week?
5 days a week, and then I do some weekend stuff, and I've got a syndicated program I do, plus I produce 7 podcast shows every week.
Oh my! See, I didn't know that. I've only got 3. You got Late Night Health.
Right.
You got 2 of your health. You got a real estate show, Mortgage Voice, and you got 4 other ones. Wow.
I've got The Arbiter. the arbitration guy.
Oh, okay, got it.
Len and one or two others. My own show, Latest from the Greatest.
It's
A lot of stuff.
It's amazing. You know, I in the last, I had a meeting with a friend of mine, Ron, about 2 months ago. He's going to be 80 this year, and then I met a guy that I've known for about 8 or 9 years. We've never physically met. We had lunch, and he's in his 70s, and they both said, I have more things to accomplish. So I ask you, do you have more things to accomplish?
Oh, I would think so, but obviously they become shorter-term goals rather than longer-term goals. What can I get done today? It's because of the alcoholism, it's one day at a time anyway, right?
Right.
But this makes it very specific in terms of what I can accomplish, what I can't, what my goals are, and what my objectives are, and what I actually accomplish on a daily basis. Sometimes they're diverse. Sometimes they're polar opposites.
Has the Parkinson's ever increased your desire for, God, just one shot of vodka would help right now?
No, not really. First of all, part of it is balance. Your balance is awkward anyway. You don't want to make it any worse.
Right. Yeah. I'm not a big drinker.
I don't know the answer between people that do have Parkinson's and drink. I would imagine that's what they do, right? That would have to become all they do, I would think.
Right. Well, I guess to numb the feeling, right?
Right. But then again, you're not comfortable sitting or standing in any particular place for any period of time because muscles atrophy, things jump around on you. You get muscle spasms and things like that. So just sitting in one place all day is out of the question, but moving is tough.
What is, we only have a minute left, so let's do this instead. In your personal message, you talked about the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
Correct.
And we encourage people to make a contribution.
Or do it locally in your area. I'm sure there are organizations in your area that would readily accept the money and are doing good for people regionally.
Yeah. Well, you tell me and I will make a contribution to whomever you tell me.
We'll take that offline.
Yeah. Right. It won't be as big as I would like, but it will be something. Listen, Darrell, thanks for sharing with us. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, and here's to the future.
Yeah, here's to the future. Here's to life. That wraps up this edition of Late Night Health. Darrell, thank you for sharing, really.
As I say every week at this time, my pleasure.
And as I say every week at this time, have a good week, have a great week, most importantly, have a healthy week. See you next time.